Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Last Homely Garden. It's the very beginning of November just now, and so you'd think, well, there's not really very much going on in the garden. Everything's dying down and all the beautiful leaves are golden and falling, all of that. But there's loads you can do in a garden in the winter time. And so today I have my helpers here, Jen and Annie, who have been helping me in the garden for the last few months here. And what we've done is we've devised a fantastic plan of all the things that we can be doing over the winter to get the garden ready for next spring. Now, if you're familiar with the Last Homely Garden, there's lots and lots of different areas, rooms I like to think of them as. And one of the rooms is my pond and that area around there. And another one is the bit behind the swing, which is a pen where my goose Eileen used to live. She's got a much bigger place that she lives in now. And there's been a tree growing in that area for all the time I've lived here, which is nearly 40 years. But of course, trees have got a finite life as well, and that tree died a long time ago. It's a birch tree, and bits of it fall off every time we have a storm. So the last storm that came raging through here took another big limb down off that tree. And so today Jen's brought her chainsaw and she's cutting bits of it off. We're not cutting it down to the ground because it's standing dead wood is very good for insects and birds. And so if it's not a dangerous thing in the garden, then it's probably okay to leave it. But this has become dangerous. It just falls down all over the place. So today's job then is to take that wood down, those branches down, and we have a plan for what we might do with that. But then there's another area of the garden which years ago I grew raspberries there. My dad gave me some fantastic raspberry plants, an autumn fruiting variety, and oh, I can hear the chainsaw. I'm going to take you down and show you what they're doing in a minute. But it got very overgrown, very weedy, and what Jen and Annie have done is clear the whole thing of weeds, cover it all over with cardboard, which is a very good way of suppressing weeds. And we're edging it. It was edged with a few sort of tree trunks, but not enough. And so today I've taken them down to see the big, huge stand of willow. I've got a lot of willow here. The front woods, which is the area I call it in front of the house, is very wet. It's below the level of the dam that I live beside. And so what grows best in there is things like alder and willow. And so years and years ago, I just stuck a load of willow twigs, biomass willow, which is fast growing, and it's now a little coppice of willow with lots of long straight grown trunks, which is exactly what they need for edging this piece that's going to be hopefully flowers next year. So I can hear the chainsaw. Let me take you down and I'll show you exactly what Jen and Annie are doing in the goose's enclosure. The goose is on the pond at the minute, so that she won't attack the girls while they're in there. It's always about managing where the goose is. My goose Eileen, if you're not sure about what I'm talking about with the goose, I've had Eileen for many years. It's a long story how I managed to acquire a goose. It's not really an ideal place for a solitary goose, because geese like to live with other geese, but she doesn't really know she is a goose. Anyway, it's a long story how I end up having a goose. But today I've put the goose on the pond so that she can enjoy being around and about there, eating the grass and having a swim, so that the girls are safely in her enclosure. Let's go down and have a look at what they're doing, and I'll stop talking.
Wait's got in the other tree. Look at that. Like that long one might do that whole end.
Think you've got enough?
Yeah, we'll just probably need to take one more branch down, I reckon. Yeah. And then we can get another layer of cardboard over the top. as well. You got it? Right. Safe one.
So this whole area that the girls are getting ready for next year has been covered all over with cardboard and then a good thick layer of this mulch, which is compost that I had delivered. It's really good rich stuff and it'll stand us in good stead for next year. And so Jen and Annie burrowed it in to the area there and spread it out nice and thickly. I think stay tuned next year to see what this looks like then. Tell you what my plan is here. I've not seen this anywhere, I'm just making this up as I go along. But there's a lot of acorns. It's been a fantastic year for acorns. And I've collected, this is just one collection I've made. I've made loads more. I've always got a few in my pocket. And yesterday I was out and about and I just poked a few in the spare places as I was going along on my walk. Now, as I say, I'm not quite sure whether what I'm doing here is a good idea. This is my raised bed where I grow salads and things in the summer, and it's got fantastic soil, really good loamy soil. I'm pulling out the weeds as I'm going, and I'm burying these little pots so that these things don't dry out, because if they were standing on the surface there they would just become quite dry if it was a dry spell. And what I'm going to do then is poke an acorn into each of these pots. Look at that one. That one's already started to sprout. So I'm going to make a hole in here and poke that in there. Just better put my glove on there so I know I've done that one. And the acorns, of course, when they've sprouted like that, they will take root where they are, but there isn't any chance of them being successful scattered where they are there. Whereas here, if I put them in these pots and just leave them, they don't need to be inside or anything, or hothoused or anything like that. I just leave them here, which is a bit like being in the ordinary soil. And then the ones that sprout, this one sprouted as well, I'll be able to take them out of here, just lift them out and plant them somewhere where they've got a better chance of actually surviving. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop these in here. Now there's another one that's sprouting, and we'll just keep an eye on them. I've covered half of the raised beds with this system. Which way up? That way up. And that might be enough, because I've got to then, if let's say half of these all sprout and become oak saplings, then I've got to find places to put these. and so I could make an oak forest, couldn't I? Which would be really rather wonderful. So there's another one that sprouted, so that's got a good chance. So I'm going to fill all of these up then, with the goose helping me. So the goose, I let the goose out of the pen that Aunt made for her because Jen and Annie needed to be in there to get the logs they needed to go around the edge, motorbikes, to go around the edge of this bed that we're making. And I thought the goose would probably enjoy having a bit of time out and about anyway, and so she's been out for a few days now, and what that means is there's a lot of goose poo in places where I'd rather there wasn't. The pond is going to start getting a little bit disgusting again, but more amusing than anything, she comes to the back door and at all hours of the day and night and pecks her beak onto the door, makes me jump. Yeah, a lot of these are sprouting. So I'll leave her for a bit, but then I'm going to go around and clear up all the messes that she's made and pop her back in her pen for a bit. The other reason why she's all right roaming round and about is I'm not expecting my grandkids to visit anytime soon because she's a bit terrifying for them. So she's all right at the moment though. She was here a minute ago. I think she's gone back down to the pond. She's a very lonely goose. Okay, I wasn't counting these. It'd be easy to count them though. And I'm wondering now if I shouldn't fill the other half with plant pots and do the same thing. I had a big delivery of compost because Jen and Annie are going to come and fill that bed with compost and get it ready for next year. There's another one that's sprouting. Doing these on a good day for sprouting acorns. And so today then, they're due a little later to come along and make a start on that project. There we go. Okay then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40. So there's 50 oak trees there. No, come on. There's 50 acorns in the plant pots there, Kate. I'm an optimist. Let's do another 50, shall we? I can't see why not. I've got all these in here still, and this is just a very small number that I've picked up off the ground. It's a nice day. Yeah, okay, I'll do some more. Come on, Eileen. Well, thanks so much for watching my garden video all about November and acorns. It's a wonderful time of year. Not much light in the daytime though, and so I have to get out as often as I can when it's sunny like this. I don't post to a regular schedule here on the garden channel, and so when you subscribe, put your notifications on and you won't miss the next time I post a video, which will be December, and very wintry indeed, I think. So thanks for watching, enjoy your gardens, and I'll see you next time.